everybody, this is Sean of Raw Select Music. Today I want to talk about this DVD right here. This is DJ Shadow Cut Chemist Freeze, recorded at the El Rey Theater in Los Angeles on Tuesday, January 18th, 2000. Seeing as how I'm recording this video so close to the actual 20th anniversary of this live performance, as well as the last few videos that I've uploaded to this channel referencing this thing, I figured now would be as good a point as any to talk about a live performance slash DJ mix slash DVD that's had a profound impact on my music taste and record buying habits, and let you know why, if you've never checked this thing out, why you should definitely give this a watch, because it might have the same impact on your music taste as it did for me. So yeah, with all that being said, let's talk about this guy. Now, I feel like DJ Shadow and Cut Chemist are two people who probably don't need much of an introduction. DJ Shadow, known for his two landmark releases with Introducing and The Private Press, and Cut Chemist for his own solo work, as well as his work with Asmati and Jurassic 5. Both of these guys are very well celebrated for all of their musical output. But I think outside of the mainstream, DJ Shadow and Cut Chemist probably aren't as well known or respected as DJs. And for me, that's kind of where my love of these two comes into play. They're known for being, to me, I know them mostly as being two extremely skilled DJs for their selection, scratching, and mixing skills. On top of that, I know them for having these aspirational, impeccable music collection. And it's through watching this that I really discovered a love not only of DJing, but I discovered a love of collecting music as well. And I really owe all of that to watching this thing right here. Segue. So a little bit of background about the creation of this live show slash DJ mix. Back in 1998, Cut Chemist does a show with DJ Shortcut for a series of events called the Future Primitive. After that Future Primitive show, someone from the event asks Cut Chemist if he wants to do another show, this time with DJ Shadow. Cut Chemist agrees, says he wants to do an all 7-inch set. One thing that he mentions in an interview on the DVD is that DJ Shadow has an impeccable 7-inch collection that needs to be shared with the world. For selfish reasons, Cut Chemist wanted to do the show just as an excuse to go through DJ Shadow's 7-inch collection. So what was sort of hard to find out was the timeline between when they were first approached for the Future Primitive set to when the Future Primitive set actually happened. But according to Cut Chemist and DJ Shadow, there wasn't really a whole lot of time to prepare for this set. So as a result, they were recording rehearsal tapes for reference so they could get a better idea of how the set was going to sound in smaller sections and as a whole later. Now flash forward a little bit, they do the Future Primitive show, and according to DJ Shadow, the crowd didn't really seem to get what they were trying to do with it, but still undeterred, DJ Shadow went back and listened to the rehearsal tapes, realized that there was something there, and decided that maybe it was worth putting out a DJ mix based on the rehearsal tapes that they had. As a result, Brain Freeze was created from those rehearsal tapes, self-released, only 1,000 copies, and despite the fact that they thought that the live set wasn't all that well received, it ends up gaining a following, and the 1,000 CDs disappear almost immediately. As a result, the CDs start selling for large sums of money, and DJ Shadow and Cut Chemist get pestered so much about the exorbitant prices that the CD is going for that they end up pressing another 1,000 copies just to try to satiate the fans out there. But it ends up becoming a very popular collector's item, and as a result, they decided to take the show on the road, ended up doing a whole tour based around that Brain Freeze mix, which all culminated in the final show that was at the El Rey Theater Theater on January 18th, 2000. Watching this for the first time in 2006, even though I wasn't really all that familiar with funk, soul, and even hip-hop at that time, this thing really blew my mind. One, the selection of music was exactly the sort of thing that I was trying to get into, but didn't really know how to. The more skill-laden sections of the live set really blew me away and really sort of inspired me to try to improve my DJing. At the time of watching this, I think I'd only been DJing for about a year. But ultimately, what this ended up doing was just turning my music tastes on its head. Pretty much right after watching this, I became obsessed with funk and soul, and not only funk and soul, but finding samples and breaks, and basically everything that I saw on here I wanted to do, but try to put my own spin on it. In terms of the actual live performance, it starts off with two hometown heroes, Marvski and Dante, showing off a little bit of deep crates, playing some records that have gone on to become my favorites, like Grant Green Suki Suki, that the DVD kicks off with, as well as Dante playing that Dudacha track that I've already talked about in a previous video. And then from there, it gets into some of the more skill-laden DJ sets with Newmark showing off his scratching and beat juggling ability, with one jaw-dropping moment where he runs doubles of Paul Simon's 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, which was an immediate standout moment for me, as well as Z-Trip doing a sort of more genre-bending set, throwing in some classic hard rock tracks as well as some really tastefully selected funk and soul tracks and blending them all together. And quite honestly, Z-Trip's set is a bit of a show stealer and is one of the biggest highlight moments on this live recording. But not to be outdone, DJ Shadow and Cut Chemist also deliver the goods with a well-sequenced, well-mixed, expertly scratched, full of some jaw-dropping tricks and moments littered throughout their live performance. There's also a really cool break between the first set and the second set from DJ Shadow and Cut Chemist, where Cut Chemist and DJ Shadow end up doing a live MC DJ performance that actually uses two records that would go on to be some of my favorite funk and soul tracks that I may feature at a later date. And then for the second half, it's just a continuation of the first half that has kind of a slow ending, but's picked up by this really cool medley of DJ Shadow and Cut Chemist recreating some of DJ Shadow's not yet, but soon to be classic tracks from Introducing. And it really makes for a show-stopping moment with some of the tricks and mixing that goes into that set. There are so many just great DJing and mixing moments, but I feel like just talking about them isn't really going to do them justice. You kind of actually have to see them for yourself, which is why I really recommend, if you haven't seen this, check this thing out. You can dig around and find it online, but I'd highly recommend that you pick up the DVD for two reasons. One, there's a bonus interview where DJ Shadow and Cut Chemist go further in depth into the history of the Brain Freeze DJ Mix CD, as well as some of the other shows along the Brain Freeze tour. There's also a commentary from DJ Shadow and Cut Chemist that is both highly enlightening as well as highly entertaining. Some of the commentary really provides some insight into some of the in-jokes that go on throughout the set. It's these little moments and little details that really make this DVD worth checking out. But more than that, I really feel like if you're like me, this DVD and live show and DJ mix really provides a great roadmap. And if you're just getting into or are curious about the whole world of funk music, soul music, hip-hop samples, and you just kind of want to see a time capsule of a different era of DJing, I honestly can't recommend this enough. There's a very good chance that this might end up having just as strong of an impact on you as it did on me. So for those reasons, highly recommend that you check this out. Happy 20th anniversary to DJ Shadow and Cut Chemist and the Brain Freeze live performance. Definitely one of my all-time favorite pieces of media, and definitely comes highly recommended from me. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching. If you've watched this live performance, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. Did it leave just as much of an impact on you as it did on me? And also make sure you head over to my Mixcloud where you can check out Raw Select Radio. There you will hear me play records like the ones that are featured in the Freeze mix, as well as a whole host of records that I don't get a chance to talk about on this channel. Links to everything, as always, down in the description. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. So until then, peace out!